I'm Bill Cockrell. This is my 16th mission trip, and I guess the normal thing, it'll be in 52nd grade would be my grade for this year. A couple things really stood out for me at this camp. One, after 15 previous camps, I probably heard the name of Jesus Christ mentioned more in the program this year than I have in any of the other ones. So that was obviously a good thing. I had two very meaningful things, specific things happen, and I talked to these people. One of them was just somebody who was always going by, and every time they see me, they wave, shake my hand, high five, hugs, all of that. And the other one was a very short but meaningful conversation that I had with one of our youth that meant a lot to me, and I pointed out to them later in the week. But the thing that influenced me the most, to be honest, these guys right behind me. The way some of them stepped up this year, and some of them seemed to take leadership roles, and just open to praying for people, and just the maturity, spiritual maturity that they showed to me this week was a big influence for me. And I feel like we're in good hands in the future because of these guys behind me.
Hi, I'm Chloe Carter. I am going into sophomore year of high school, and this is my second mission trip I've been on. And to be honest, when I got home last night, I went to bed, and I didn't really look at the questions. So this is all coming from right now. So, Okay, so what impacted me the most this trip? Well, in my crew, we all have residents, right? And last year, my resident was nice, but she wasn't really out there that much. And this year, my resident was out there the entire time. And he was like in a little wheelchair. He was rolling around all the time, helping us screw in screws. He was helping us with our project. We were supposed to help him. And he has stage 4 cancer. So that was just very, very, that touched me, because he was like obviously in pain, but he was out there, cheering us on, screwing in screws, helping us out, and that, really, meant a lot to us, so.
Hi, I'm Reagan Lesko, and I've been on 3 mission trips. I will be a freshman in high school. And this week, I was just so impacted by my family group. From the first day, we all just got along really well, and it was just so nice that we all knew each other well, and we were able to just be vulnerable with each other throughout the week.
I'm Ainsley Evans. I'm going to be a freshman. This is my second mission trip. Just like Chloe, I didn't look at the questions whatsoever, so it's all up here. What impacted me the most on this mission trip was probably spending time with so many believers all in one place and being able to come together, doing things for God and doing things for other people. And probably the Japanese people that I really wanted to go home with, but I couldn't. But they impacted me a lot because, they had so many ways of praising Jesus that, we didn't really know of. So, yeah.
Hi, I'm Cindy Jackson. This was my first ever mission trip I've ever been on. I'm going to be a sophomore, and I think the thing that most impacted me this week was our youth group time, because it just lets everyone connect together more and lets everyone feel God's presence. All the worship and devotionals and small group time really meant a lot to me.
My name is Caleb Miller. This was my second mission trip. I'm going to be a junior in high school. The thing that impacted me the most this week was throughout the week we played like softball, kickball, and ultimate frisbee with the youth group from Michigan. And the entire time they were being so competitive but also so friendly. I made so many friends that I probably would have never met if we didn't play with them. And it was just so great to see how kind they were. And it made me realize that if you just be a good person, then other people will be good people to you back. And it was just so great to know that.
Hello. My name is Bailey Worley. This is my second mission trip, and I'm going to be a sophomore in high school. The thing that impacted me the most this week was probably my crew, because through my crew, God was really just showing me to be kind, show compassion, love, and be patient towards everyone. And I think that's just something I really needed to learn this week.
My name's Izzy Euchre. I'm going to be in 8th grade, and this is my second mission trip. So something that impacted me most this week was my crew. It was really good. I got to spend a whole week with Carissa, and we just all bonded really well, and we always were trying to find ways to make each other laugh, even though some stuff was kind of boring, like painting. We just found a way to make it fun, and we always were making each other laugh, and it was just super fun that I got such a good crew, because last year my crew was not very good. So.
Good morning, guys. My name's Cora Sinalik. This is my first year on mission trip. I had a great time. I'm going to be a sophomore in high school. One thing that impacted me, which was also my favorite part of the trip, or one of my favorite parts, was definitely the worship time. Just hearing a room full of believers sing in God's glory, that was really impactful. And just listening to the words of the song, that really touched my heart in many ways. And those are lyrics that I'm going to remember forever and that I will always cherish.
Hi, I'm Kristen Hitchings. This is my second mission trip, and I'm going to be a sophomore. And one of the things that impacted me the most this week would have to be my family group. It was just like the perfect mix of people, the favorite part of my day, and it was always at the end of the day. And I liked it because we had a mix of like happy days and then sad days as well. So yeah.
Hello, my name is Addison Euchre, and this was my third mission trip. I'm going to be a sophomore in high school this year. And probably the thing that impacted me the most was also my family group. You know, the volunteers who led it were amazing, and all the youth that were in it were amazing as well. And I felt like we were all just really able to connect and have very open and honest conversations. But with that, I also shared a little bit about my struggles and my relationship with God sometimes too, and why it really poured out to me, and I thought that was so powerful. And I'm so thankful for all of the advice he gave me and the prayers he sent my way. So thank you, Wyatt.
Hi, I'm Kaylin Milnes, and this was my first mission trip, and I'm going to be a sophomore in high school. And what was most impactful to me was Steve's messages at running club early in the morning, but also during family time, just listening to everyone's testimonies and stories and just realizing that none of us are ever alone in a place like this.
I'm Kate. Bear with me, I can't really talk. But this was my fourth mission trip, and I just graduated high school. The thing that most impacted me this week was probably, although my crew was a little rocky this week, Steve Wilson being on my crew, and may or may not, He may or may not have made me take a few walks this week just to calm down. But besides my crew, the other thing that really impacted me was getting really close with one of the Japanese girls and just getting to experience like little things that they would teach us throughout the week so we could communicate with them better. But yeah.
Hello, my name is Joelle Wilson. This is my 4th mission trip, and I'm going to be a sophomore in high school. And what impacted me the most this trip was definitely the worship time, and I think it united our youth group and just everybody in the auditorium to just be able to praise one name and like sing together in the highs and lows, and it connected us without actually having to say any words to each other. Just being by each other's sides and knowing that you're not alone was really impactful, and I think it was the best part of my trip.
I am Missy Branson. This is my 3rd mission trip, and I'm skipping the age in school. What impacted me most was I had prayed specifically for God to help me work on relationships, and he really presented that through conversation after conversation and situation. I really worked on some relationships with not only my own crew members, who I can't say enough about, but these kids and the volunteers that just give up a week that is nothing I can even explain. It just presented itself over and over, and there's things about me that I know have no, I'm not perfect, imperfectly perfect, permanently changed, and it was just amazing to see.
Hi, my name's Layla Mann. I'm gonna be a sophomore in high school, and this is my 2nd mission trip. Unlike Chloe and Ainsley, I actually prepared something, so that's why I have my phone. My favorite thing that impacted me this week was getting to know the resident that we served and seeing the impact we made on her. She had recently lost her husband and said that she liked the hustle around her and the shoes by the door, and it just warmed all of our hearts because like she felt so lonely, and seeing us there, it kind of just helped her get picked up a bit, and just we helped her out, and we didn't realize how much until she opened up about it. So.
Hello, I'm Faith Kidike. I'm going to be a sophomore in high school, and this was my 4th mission trip. I think that my crew definitely impacted me the most. I think it was like we got along so well. Felt like we'd known each other for years, and I think almost everybody up here knows who my crew was too because I talked about them so much.
My name is Ariana. This is my 2nd mission trip, and I'm going into 8th grade. And I think the thing that impacted me the most was definitely the Japanese people there. Steve and Jeff can tell you about that. I feel like I just got so close to some of them, and after reading some of the care cards they wrote for me, I was just so touched, and I just feel like they just made my mission trip so good, and they just like made me so happy.
Hi, my name is Trent Wilson, and I'll be going into 8th grade, and this was my 2nd year on mission trip. Every night we had a program at 7:30 where we would worship and stuff, so I would like to perform like the cajon like I did today earlier, it's back there, for that. And I felt like that really influenced me to not be ashamed to talk, play, or just perform in front of an audience or crowd.
Hi, I'm Louisa Wilson. This is my 4th year at Mission Trip, and I'm going to be a senior. And the thing that impacted me the most would probably be being given the opportunity to be a leader by all these volunteers and all of them having faith in me and confidence in me to be that person and step into that role. and all the youth for just getting to connect to them and on a deeper level really impacted me. So.
Hi, I'm Thomas. This is my 4th year doing mission trip, and I'm going to be a junior. And what I think impacted me the most was probably my crew. There were 3 Japanese people on my crew, and just seeing how they would communicate with us and how we got that project done was just really powerful to me.
Hi, I'm Jack, and this is my 2nd mission trip, and I'm going into 8th grade. What was really powerful for me this year was just the Japanese people and how their culture works, and just sharing that with us, and them learning our language and like trying to communicate even though it was hard for them, and just doing their best to fit in and giving us gifts. And it was just really hard to leave them because they're all very genuine, and they were all very emotional when we left. But I got information so I can keep in contact with them, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Marquise, and I'm going to be a sophomore. This was my 4th mission trip. What impacted me most was friends and doing stuff that I don't usually do and taking me out of my comfort zone. That's powerful.
Hi, my name's Carissa Carter. This is my 4th mission trip, and I'm going to be a senior in college. As many of you know, I evolved this year, okay? Oh. Carissa Ely, if you will. My bad. As you know, I evolved this year. I'm a married woman now, okay, as we just discovered. I'm 21 this year, so that means I'm like a real adult volunteer, okay? So I've kind of evolved, as I've been saying. And so the most impactful thing for me is like looking back at these 4 years at all these kids. Not all of them have been here all that time, obviously, but like to see the evolution in them. Like some of these kids, their first year were like so introverted, did not want to share anything, didn't want to do anything. And then this year they come out, they're on stage, they're doing every activity that's available. They're praying over people. They're, comforting people that are having a hard time. It's like so incredible to see the maturity and the growth out of all these kids just over the whole time that I've been able to go on mission trips. So that was the most touching for me.
Hi, I'm John Lloyd Blake, and I'm going to be a senior, and this is my 4th year of mission trip. What impacted me the most this week is our small groups. It's with Jonah and Missy. It's just I think their testimonies are just really, really good, and I thought that I don't know, it's fun to listen to. And one of Jonah's stories is just hit me, and I thought that why is he like going through all this and he's just smiling? And so is Ainsley's stories, and I thought that her story is just really sad, and after all she's been through, she's just happy all the time and greeting all these Japanese people, and I thought that maybe I could do the same thing. And I would like to say one more thing. So be it.
My name is Angelique. This is my very first mission trip. I'm going to be a sophomore in college. And what impacted me the most this week was getting to meet everybody up here on the stage and feeling so loved by you guys. I met a lot of you for the first time this week, and they all made me feel so loved and cared for. And just I was able to open up to anything and everything, and they were able to open up to me. And it was just so awesome.
Hi, I'm Wyatt. This was my 6th mission trip, and I will be a freshman in college. This is my last mission trip as, a youth. Next year, if I go, I'll be kind of bridging between, I'm like a half volunteer, half youth. So this was my last, full youth mission trip, and I just can't thank this youth group enough. I've been on my other mission trips. I've always had my brother Nick and Josh and all of them. And, they've been gone for a couple of years, and this is the first year where I feel like I could, try and lead our people and try and just have a lot of fun with everyone. And also the volunteers are so incredibly amazing. I mean, I can't thank everyone enough. Jacob, Jonah, Steve, Jeff, Mary, Carissa, Missy, Bill. I mean, all of them are just so incredibly amazing, and I just can't believe how blessed as a youth group we are to have these people. Praise the Lord.
Could I actually go last and absorb everybody else's unused time to go last?
So I am Jonah Kadike. I've been on a few of these mission trips, and I keep getting older every year. So what impacted me the most? Same with what Bill said and the other volunteers said, these youth, they are amazing. They mature every year, and just seeing the transformation that they have in 1 week is just impressive. It's awesome to see the growth and just the transformation that they have. I'm gonna brag on one youth specifically, Lucas. So a couple years ago, two years ago, this guy, not a lot of self-confidence in himself. We're trying to bring that confidence out of him throughout the years. And so 2 years ago, he's kind of hibernating in his cot, not getting out and hanging out with the rest of the youth, doing all the fun stuff that we do on mission trip. This year, I walk into the room. It was Sunday night, so we just gotten there. It's just him in the room by himself. Do you remember what I said to you? Perfect. Well, it worked. I walked into the room, and I was like, all right, we're not doing this again. You're getting out there. You're going to go do something. I don't care what it is. Go hang out with people. Go do something fun. Well, this guy took every word of that. He was out there doing everything he could the entire week. He was out there playing softball, kickball. He was on the stage singing in front of everybody. It was awesome. So just want to point out that confidence, you should have that confidence. I'm glad that you found a little bit of that confidence, and I hope that you can continue to harness that and use it.
My name's Cameron. This is my 3rd mission trip, and I'll be a freshman in college. My answer is a lot like Wyatt's. A lot of my friends have aged out, and so this was like my first mission trip that I was kind of unsure of going into. I'm going to cry. But this is probably one of my favorite mission trips too. Between youth group devos and program at night, and then our family group was the thing that impacted me the most, because like a lot of people have already said, but the way that our youth group has come together this year and the love you can see at night when we're coming together to worship, and the way that just everyone has cared for each other and has been there for each other and prayed for each other, and just how happy everyone is at night when they're worshiping as one has just been super impactful. So that has been my favorite part. Oh, also, I texted Jacob when I left, but I also had to leave early because my brother got married yesterday, so I had to leave Friday morning, which I was also really sad about. But I texted Jacob when I left, and I told him that this youth group has meant a lot to me over the years, but even though I'm leaving for college, I just want all of the girls, well, not just the girls, but I want all of you to know that although I'll be out of college, I still want to be there for all of you, and that I love you all, and you mean a lot to me. So if you guys ever need anything, that I still will be around.
Hi, I'm Bree Shu, and this is my first mission trip, and I'm going to be a sophomore in high school. And the thing that impacted me the most was whenever I was feeling really sick on Friday, Mary just told me to go lay down in the room, like I don't have to go to a morning program. And so like I was trying to sleep, but I couldn't. And then she came in and prayed over me and asked God to just let me rest and like to heal me from my migraines and stuff. And as soon as she left the room to go to her site, I was able to like pass out for like 3 hours. And that was just a really like, I could just really feel God through her. And yeah.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Fickus. This is my third year. I'm going to be a sophomore. Okay, so what impacted me the most was everyone in the youth group, because especially the volunteers, but every single kid in this youth group even was extremely helpful to me, because I opened up a lot on this mission trip, and I think I told my mom when I got home, I was like, I think I grew like a year of like maturity in this 1 week, just because of how caring and loving everyone was to me when I opened up. And especially the volunteers, again, because they were very free with all of us, because they had a lot on their plate, of course, handling all like 45 of us or something, but they did a great job of managing each and every one of us and making sure we were all very connected and loved and felt like we were safe to open up with whatever we needed.
Hi, my name is Amelia Fox. I'm going to be a sophomore in high school, and this is my first mission trip. The thing that impacted me the most this week was definitely seeing God in a different way than I ever have. Like Jacob said earlier, I got saved, and it was just a very emotional, powerful week for me because I had never felt him in that way. And so I want to thank Jacob for letting me come on this mission trip and to experience my faith in a whole new level.
Hi, I'm Riley Mindenhall. This is my third mission trip, and I will be a freshman in college next year. As you already know, I decided to rededicate my life to God, and that is honestly not what I thought was going to happen this week. I started out kind of feeling lonely because I don't know everyone here very well, and I didn't have my best friend with me this year. So I didn't think that I was going to make as many friends or as many like relationships and connections as I did, and I would say I'm most thankful for that, and I think that God really impacted me through all of these people to really feel him a lot more than I ever have before in my life.
Hey everyone, my name's Grace Kadike, and I'm going to be a junior in college, and this is my 11th mission trip, which makes me feel really old. But I think it was Tuesday night. We were all worshiping after our program. We were just all in a big circle. And I was playing my ukulele, so I was helping like keep the beat for the worship and helping that go. And I just looked up, and I see every single one of these kids just in full worship. And that was just so cool because I was so focused on what I was doing, and they're just fully worshiping God. And all I could think about was how this week the theme was how the influencer, and how God, when we let God influence our lives, we get to go then be an influence to everyone else. And, sorry. You know, culture does not value worshiping on a night. It does not value leaving your life to go do this for a week or putting others before yourself. But these kids do, and that was just so cool, and I just want to thank you all for being the most impactful part of my week.
Well, hello, my name is Mary Cockrell, and I just want to tell you guys, you all have phenomenal kids. They show grace. They have grace under pressure. Some of them did not have the easiest week, but they showed grace at all times. But that's not the direction I'm going. I'm picking a different question to answer. So the other one, the other question is, what am I going to be doing moving forward? And this is the first time they did this on this mission trip, but they issued a challenge to people. People could pick up challenges. And he spread papers on the floor, and you just randomly went out and picked up a challenge. And I feel that this is kind of a God sighting and an impact of what I'm doing further, that Nick had a choir that he started that I'm not normally in a choir. And so that was a tremendous learning experience for me. And the thing that I picked up was to sing at youth group once every 3 weeks. Sam, you're going to have to work with me. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing moving forward.
Hi, I'm Lucas Charles. I'm going to be a senior in high school, and this is my 4th mission trip. And the thing that impacted me was just everything. I just, I don't even know. I just liked going out and trying to build a relationship with everyone and doing everything I can this year. And I feel like it worked pretty well, and also mission trip felt really short, so I don't know.
Morning, I'm Jeff. I've done a few of these things, and I hope the Lord gives me strength to do more, because it's a blast. One evening, I don't remember, I think it was Thursday, he had mentioned the kids that have come to Christ, and one of them was Ryan. And apparently, while we were worshiping, Ryan grabbed Steve, and they went off somewhere off to the side and prayed together, and he accepted Christ, and that's obviously very cool. But after that, he says, "Hey, Steve," he says, "will you and Jeff pray over me?" And we're in the same family group, so that makes sense. He comes over to me, he tells me the good news, and he asked me if we'd pray over him. I said, "Well, of course." And the thing he said he wanted us to pray for was his brother. And I thought, how profound is that? If you were a new Christian, you just came to Christ, I'd be thinking stuff like, okay, how do I get plugged in? What's the next steps? What's going to happen to me? How's my life going to change? This kid goes, I got to take my brother with me. That's the kind of new faith that I want to have.
Okay, so some of these were short, so I'm going to take some of their extra time, I guess. Hope that's okay. The whole trip it was amazing, and the connections that God strung together, it wasn't just coincidental, all the different things that happened. And I'm still processing everything that happened. I got to journal about it, because I can't even, just to process things. But like Kaylin mentioned, wherever she is. Oh, she's gone. She's off to soccer games. Anyway, she mentioned the running club, and I started this a couple of years ago. This is my 3rd year doing this. And as if we're not all tired enough, I encourage people to get up even an hour earlier and go running and everything too, because they have energy to burn, right? No, not really. It was a struggle. And they know I push them out of their comfort zones, and not all of them obviously went, but we have 3 of my kids are all runners, and they need to keep running for cross country coming up. and other athletes too. I encourage them to get up and run with us, and kids from other groups. And back in, I just feel like God has given me promptings and downloads leading up to this mission trip. You know, many different things came to me throughout the past few months. And I look back in my journal this morning, and it was February 4th of this year when the first word came to me, and I'm like, okay, I got to share this on mission trip. You know, February 4th to July 20th, whatever. Anyway, this word was a Japanese word. Kintsugi is the name of it, and it means to repair with gold. And it's the process in Japan, it's an art where they take broken pottery that's broken in a million pieces or whatever. It's broken, it's ugly in that state, and it's basically worthless in that condition, broken pottery, as you can imagine. What do you do with that? But kintsugi is the process of taking those broken shards, repairing it with liquid gold, reshaping it, forming it into a usable form, making it more beautiful and more valuable because it has liquid gold in it. And that is the biggest word that came to me back on February 4th. And basically, you know, you see the illustration that we can give God the pieces and the parts of our lives. If we'll do that, He will repair us. He will make us useful again, more beautiful, more valuable, if we give our pieces to Him. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this short. So this word came to me on February 4th. We get there Sunday night at Mission Trip, and they tell us there's a group from Japan coming. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So we've never had a group from another country come before on Mission Trip. I didn't even know they did that. So they came in late because their flight got delayed or whatever. But I'm just like, okay, I've got to talk to some of these Japanese people because, you know, I knew one other word in Japan, or Japanese. It was kintsugi. It means hello. Konnichiwa means hello. Kintsugi, repair with gold. So those are the two Japanese words I knew. And yes, when I was giving testimony up in front of all the people, I thought it came from one of the kids' videos they used to watch when they were little, and I said Dora, but that's Spanish. So, Little Einsteins was what I was thinking, and that is where I heard that konnichiwa, which means hello in Japanese. Anyway, so yeah, they're not ever going to let me forget that. Oh yeah. So God gave me a word in February that I was able to use this week with this Japanese group of people that came. And further connection, Friday on our work site, we had a third crew added to us because, like Kate said, our crew was really struggling. We had a very challenging job. We had some interpersonal issues that, let's just say, we tried to work through. And we were behind. So they added a third crew to us so we could finish. In this third crew was one of these, a Japanese gal. And she was with us for 2 days with this other crew. But Friday, at our work site during our devotional time, is it Erica? Erica, the interpreter, the oldest Japanese gal who was on the trip. She and another gal came, joined our work site, and she's like, Steve, thank you for what you shared last night on the word kintsugi. She goes, because I do that. I repair things, broken pottery and things in Japan, and I want to send you something that I've made. So do you want a bowl or a plate that's the pieces have been taken together, replaced or restored, and recreated? And I'm like, really? You do this? This is an art that you excel in? So anyway, I told her I wanted a bowl. She got my address. She's going to send me something. So that's just one of the many divine connections, not coincidental, that God just strung together. And I could go on for a long time, but I'm not gonna. But anyway, these individuals are awesome. God moved, God saved, God healed, God restored, and He is going to continue to do great things through this group of young people.
Thank you all for sharing. The only person who hasn't shared now, sorry, Steve, is myself. And so I'm going to also answer one of the other questions. Last year on mission trip, yes, Sophia was just laying around. And so I didn't feel as guilty as leaving because it felt like it was going to be a little bit easier for Sarah, at least this year, or last year. But this year was really, really difficult. And I think it was difficult because, as I shared in my family group, I've just felt an overall sense of me neglecting my home life a lot more. And that's been really, really tough for me. And so on Friday night, and I'll brag on Lucas, I broke down and just sobbed the last 3 songs because I felt, just really horrible. And even one of the things is not even thanking Sarah a lot for letting me go on this trip and lead this group. And Lucas saw me breaking down. I thought I was okay because I wasn't sitting with our youth group at the time, so I was like, oh, nobody's going to see me. But Lucas saw me and actually came up, put his arm around me, and made sure I was okay. But in this, I felt like God was trying to transform me to not necessarily to lead this group well, in a sense that God doesn't need me to be in this spot for this group to excel, but he's going to take care of it. And the time that I do spend on it's great, but to not miss the time that I'm spending at home and getting the work done that I need to get done as well. So that's, I feel like, how God was testing me this week. And I appreciate you all again, for letting your students go. I appreciate you all again for entrusting us. As my volunteers said, I think Missy said it, they are imperfectly perfect, because as we went on this trip, there were a couple bad influencers on the trip through my volunteers, and they know what I'm talking about, from different comments being said and different things like that, and different questions being asked and different misunderstandings of interpreting that needed to happen. And so we're going to have a volunteer meeting about all these things, and I kept strikes on them all week because I had to. But they're a really awesome group, and like Jeffrey said earlier, God was tearing down walls in his life. We gave him a word that was Jericho, and when he came in, he was just embraced by so many students in this group that were praying for him. His family was hugging him, and it was just really neat to see the maturity and the love that they have for one another, but also the love they have for Jesus, to share with one another and to be there for one another. So for that, I thank you for this trip. I genuinely mean it when I say it was my favorite one, and I did not think it was going to be, because I was scared of what was going to happen. And because Jared also placed that in my head beforehand and said, this is going to be the best trip. I was like, well, great, thanks, Jared. Now you just made me psych myself out. So thank you all. You guys are great. The Lord delights in you, and thank you so much.